Hi there, this is your friend Immaculate. Welcome back and thanks for subscribing to this channel. If you are new here, please hit that red subscribe button below and thank me later. In my last video on leadership values choices, I shared some benefits of making choices for yourself, and today I'm sharing how you can catch up if others are ahead of you in the beginning of life. Choices give everyone the possibility to catch up. So as you grow older, you get to make more choices. And sometimes it's always very scary in the beginning to open that gift of choice in us. If that had ever happened to you, I want you to know this very important thing, that choosing not to choose is still a choice. And when you choose not to choose, you're indirectly telling another person to choose for you. Yeah. So it's very common, especially when it comes to maybe choosing a career for a teenager. Most parents will always want to say, oh, my daughter, oh, my son, I want you to become a doctor. You need to study medicine. And I want you to study engineering. I want you to become a petroleum engineer. They don't bother to know what the child may want for his or herself. So what they actually do is they want to live their own life plan in their children. Probably when they were teenagers, they were not given that opportunity to choose their career. And now because they think that they can choose for others, for their own children. So they want the children to do what they had to do and they didn't have the opportunity. Interesting, right? But that is what is happening. I want to give an experience. In my experience, like 25 years back, it wasn't disputable in Cameroon that technical fields were just space for men. They were typically space for men. And I don't know if not of the DNA, technical DNA that I had. I don't know, I could have been an accountant today because I was actually asked to study accounting in school. But I want to thank God for the gift of choice because I chose to study building and construction. Oh my God. And today I am so happy that I made that choice for myself. I'm so happy that my parents, despite the fact that I was asked to study something else, they had to agree with my choice. And I'm not saying that it was easy. I mean, 25 years back, you understand what it means for a young girl, a teenage girl, to decide to study what only boys studied back then. So it wasn't, there were a lot of barriers, but I tell you, when you make that choice for yourself, you have the energy to overcome the barriers. Yeah, that is what happens. So to encourage you to start to make good choices, it's important to know that very few choices are final. Very few choices are final. That is to say, the choices you make today can be reversed. Everyone has made wrong choices at some point in life. That is the bad news. The good news is those choices can be changed. Yeah, you have the power to change those choices if you want to. Now, let me ask you this question. It's a time for reflection. Is there a choice you can make today that you haven't made before? Just reflect about it, and I believe you have your notebook, you have a pen, write it down. Is there a choice you can make today that you haven't made it before? Just write that choice down. So you see, life is full of choices all day, each and every day. You not only have to make choices, you are actually made by the choices you make on daily basis. So choices shape our lives. The choices we make shape our lives. So think again, what is that choice you can make today that will have a positive impact on your life? I'm talking about you, I'm not talking about others. What is that choice you can make today? I'm not talking about tomorrow, I'm talking about today that will have a positive impact on your life. And once you've decided on that choice, you write it down. I want you to think again. What are those little steps that you can take in order to reinforce that choice that you've just made now? I want to give you an example. When I started these lessons, I was doing in-person training in the community, and COVID came and put a stop. I chose to stop because I cannot say COVID stopped me, because despite the fact that COVID came, I decided to stop because I could have still looked for another way of doing what I was doing. So I stopped, and many people started asking me about these lessons, and I actually saw the positive impact of this lesson in the lives of some youth that actually went through the training. And myself, I found out that I was missing out on a lot, because as I'm trying to explore these leadership values with you, I'm actually investing them in my life. In fact, I'm practicing them even more than you. So I needed to keep reminding myself of these values, that this is what I need to do. I need to make choices for myself. I need to start to do what I've never done before. I need to start to do what I been like wanting to do before. I just needed to take that choice and take the bold step. So when I realized that I was actually missing out, and a lot of people were really asking about this, they wanted this, so I stepped back, I re-strategized. So I decided to open this channel that you're benefiting from, and YouTube, Facebook. I knew coronavirus will not penetrate Facebook, coronavirus will not penetrate YouTube. So I re-strategized and I went online, and that's why you're here watching me. So not only people in my community are benefiting from this, but everyone all over the world. And anytime you can come back to watch this through this channel, and you have the opportunity to share these lessons to your loved ones, your children. Maybe you have that child in the house that is really stubborn, you have that elder sister, that elder brother, that younger sister that you really think that this lesson is good for everyone. You feel free, you can share to them. So when I took that choice, I made that choice, and I had to look for those little steps that would actually reinforce the choice. First and foremost, I wanted it to be sustainable. So I had to make sure that I put everything in place to make sure that it is sustainable. And when you decide, I want you to know that once you decide to do something today, the choice you make today, just know that there are some things that you need to give up in order to achieve. And that is what we call sacrifice. So I needed to create time, have a regular time plan where I'll create time to shoot this video for you. So just think about it and write down the choice you make. Just write down those little steps. 3 little steps that you're going to take in order to reinforce it. I want to use another example. You may think that, okay, consume a bottle of wine or 3 bottles of beer. So, and you may say, okay, now I will reduce it. I want to take a bottle. I want to take a glass of wine after work, or a glass of beer after work. If you can't completely stop it, so you go gradually, and those things, what are those things that used to influence you to consume, say, 2 bottles of alcohol, 2 bottles of wine, or 3 bottles of beer? Maybe peer influence. So what you're going to do, you're going to maybe try to limit yourself from those friends that are not adding value. So you have to see into those things that you give up in order to achieve the choice that you are making right now. Write those little steps down. And once you have written that down, I want you to shout out this, that today I will make good choices that positively affects me. In my next video, I'll be sharing tips on making choices that benefit not only you, but also benefit others. So feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. Always remember that by sharing, liking this video to your friends and loved ones, you are not only helping in reversing the negative portrayal of leadership, but you are indeed impacting lives and changing the world.